I say, what are you gonna do?
We are live!
Oh shit, we're
They're
live.
talking or pay by the hour here.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry about that. Been waiting for Pamela, so you can jump on in and join us for this conversation tonight of
That was live.
top 10 carry
I haven't
firearms.
I
So
haven't gotten my PayPal.
we'll be talking about that, but I want to get to the introductions real quick so we can get into this juicy subject. We've got Flashmaster.
What's up, guys and gals?
We got Edge 4006.
Sub the shit out of me.
We have just joining us, just Dan.
Oh, and
That's left as well.
no, there he is. No.
And he's back again, and he will drop again, and then yeah, no. Hey, this time looks like okay. Just Dano's here. Hopefully, he's sticking this time.
Second time's a charm.
Or like the 9th time, I think.
Yeah. Then we have Tactical G-String.
Yep, exactly.
We got some kid here that never talks.
Who, me?
Then Blue Lie 1995. Then of course myself, truly Mr. Pork 71. If you didn't know that, well, you're at the wrong spot. Go find something else to watch.
Got something real quick on. Need to clear. Tim Blue, did you ever have any luck with that guy you want to hook up with?
There was no guy.
Okay. Now it's just another river in Egypt.
All right. Well, Dana, did you hear the topic? You know the topic? Dana?
What's that?
You know the topic tonight?
Do I have a topic tonight?
No. Do you know the topic tonight?
Have you been smoking something, Dano?
Dan finally got the weed. This is
Topic
great.
is Tupperware.
Did you smoke something that was green, or did you smoke something that was white?
There was a package that came in the mail today from somebody named Cello.
Yeah, well, you ask and you shall receive, my friend.
All right. Tonight's topic again is top 10 carry firearms. So, now, no particular order. What do you think is the best carry gun?
The one that's with you when you need it. Okay, thanks for
It's a right answer, but it's
Record shout over.
Me, I'd have to say the one that is the most reliable and the most efficient.
So that would be a Glock.
No, I'd have to say revolver.
Revolver.
No, no, I mean they fire every time. You got a bad bullet and just pull a trigger again. I agree with that, but you're gonna talk about that capacity, the whole 9 yards. I kind of covered that in one of my plug myself real quick. One of my latest videos I made. Thank you.
Really, nobody's gonna jump in here and say like a Glock 19 or 26 or
Well,
27.
Glock 19 is one of the hottest selling guns out there. In general, even if you're just thinking about buying a gun, it's just a raw gun, and for carry, it's excellent. I wish I owned one. I don't own one yet. I plan on getting one, but I end up getting a Glock 26.
I mean, there's a lot of good carry guns, like Edge just said. So, I mean, it comes down to personal preference.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Your personal preference, your debate. Why do you think it is?
Out of the plastic guns, I'd have to say the M&P.
Hell no.
Yeah,
I say
M&P, but
they're popular and they're reliable. From when I see, I don't know. I keep hearing things again. And I don't want to start that whole thing about the 40 Smith & Wesson caliber.
I don't care about the caliber, because as long as you have something on you, if just pulling it out doesn't deter the situation.
We're still talking about a gun, right?
Oh, I could pull out my package, but
Oh my God.
This is coming from a guy that can't pull out anything. Except a really mean look.
Well, it's better than some guy having an ND through his mattress.
I mean,
Again, are we still talking about guns?
Yeah.
One type of yes.
Steven's having a blast over here.
Yeah, lots of laughs, lots of laughs.
Oh,
Go blast
Man,
it
well,
with
wow,
Steve now.
Do it.
Edge, there's a question in the side chat for you.
Oh yeah.
Are you going to do an actually attempt to like keep track and then see what the top 10 actually is based on everything we say?
that's actually Tim Blue's line. And since he's not going to do a whole lot of talking, he's in charge of keeping the list.
All right. Well, let's.
Wait a minute, what? I wasn't told I was in charge
No,
of it.
well, get a freaking pen and paper, bitch.
Exactly.
Get it up.
You're gonna talk to me like that, you gotta pay me first.
Yeah, well, we're talking top 10 carry guns here, Steven. So what do you think is your number one carry gun?
So I don't think there is a number one carry gun. I think a lot of it depends on what you're wearing and what you're comfortable with concealing.
Teal with the light pink belt.
So are you talking like an actual gun belt, or are you talking
Well, for
like
you,
a gun
like,
belt?
what would you say your
So-
favorite concealed carry is?
I would have to say, without a doubt, Glock 19. Can't go wrong. It's plenty of capacity. It's easily concealable. But the issue is that you can't. It's not always comfortable to carry, right? So it's my number one, but it's not something I would carry like all the time.
And that's why I choose the Springfield XD Subcompact 9. Because it is slightly smaller than the Glock 19, has 13 rounds plus 1, and is accurate as shit.
One right here, baby.
Is that a
13.
Glock 26?
Yeah, that's got the Extendo on it.
Yes, it does. Jealous.
I'm not making any
I'm
comment
very,
about
like,
that
I carry Glock 26, and I'm very fond of it. And I like because it's scalable. You can, without the only thing downfall, versus Glock 19 is the barrel length. In my opinion, because it's scalable. You can choose to go keep it real nice and tight and small. That's a form factor, or then you can go and step it up by adding up to two different size magazines to it.
So at one point I had a Glock 26. I carried it for quite a while, and then I got the Glock 19, intending to use it as a home defense gun. And I ended up selling my 26 because my complaint with the 26. So the 19's the same way. Their Glocks in general are really thick, right? They're hard to conceal. This is hard to conceal. This is even harder to conceal. And so a 26 was small, but was not comfortable for me to carry. I found the 19 to be more comfortable because since it's longer, right? It actually sits flatter on my back, whereas a 26 would move around a little more.
It's a holster issue, in my opinion. I've carried 26. I got multiple holsters for it, but I haven't carried a 19, so I can't talk from a 19 experience. But from the 26, I haven't had very much problems with it concealing. Inside the waistband, that one hybrid holster with the leather and Kydex combination, kind of like a crossbreed, that one does extremely well. If you really want to try to conceal it, or you almost have minimum print. But with the inside the waistband taco shell style holsters I got from a couple manufacturers, that's pretty much what I carry. Is the little one-piece Kydex with a little clip that you run over your belt.
Yeah, well, so the only holster I've ever used is a Comtac MTAC Minotaur. So, and I've used that with a Beltman belt. So I don't think gear's the issue. I'm not saying the 26 is hard to conceal. I'm saying the 19 is just more comfortable because it lays flatter on the back. It's just that's a preference thing. Like I could carry a 26 fine, but I
Your
just
body's
19
also another thing, your size, guts.
it's all preference. It's all preference.
But definitely different holsters, too, will give you different experiences there.
Oh, yeah.
I think I was saying in one of my last videos I did is that inside the waistband, a lot of people say they knock it. Like it's not. It's so much more comfortable. Of course it is. It's not inside your waistband. It's going to be a little more comfortable outside. But I think the biggest thing with inside the waistband, my experience is a lot of people don't like buying bigger pants. You're gonna you have to go about an inch, maybe at least one the size, possibly two sizes more, depending on the rig. And a Glock, I'd at least say at least one waist size up. To have that, lunch flexibility, after lunch flexibility.
Well, Ed, you're a big guy like me, so lunch for you is a lot different than, say, lunch for
my handsome
yeah,
man.
So, yeah. I mean, there's a lot. I'm surprised nobody said the safetyless shield.
I
I love
don't.
the
I
shield.
don't like
I don't have it yet. You know what I mean? That's the thing. I want one,
My
but
buddy carries one, and
I
I
have
used
no
to
experience.
pull the trigger on it, and I think it's an excellent pistol. Capacity, what is it? 7? How many?
7+1.
Yeah,
Yeah,
7+1.
I like to. I mean, with that, I wouldn't mind carrying it as an option, having it as an option to go to for whatever reason. But that's what I'm comfortable with the Glock 26 because you're at least getting 10 rounds. You can go up to 15 plus 1 and even higher. But realistically, carrying all that shit, it just seems like one less platform for me. Getting thinner and skinnier into those smaller, like the what are those from
XS.
yeah, the XDS, yeah, those real slim ones. They're sweet looking. I know a lot of people are drawn to the cars too because of that. But
I have an XD in 9, and I like it a lot.
mhm.
I do feel more comfortable with my Glock, and that's simply based off capacity. But I have both.
Well, I've never been in a gunfight, and I hear there's all kinds of factors that can affect you. So, but one of the biggest points is being able to shoot and hit your target. So, placing rounds on target and making everyone count. So, improved working on your marksmanship every time and exercising those skills with your carry gun frequently at the range, at least once a month, maybe a box or so, is a big factor. I think a lot of people need to consider when picking a carry gun.
So I want to make a quick comment about the shield. I'm personally not a big fan of the shield. I think the Carr CW9, which is their 7+1 pistol, is actually superior, like in all regards. It's thinner, it's lighter,
So,
it's got a longer
you
barrel.
like your side panels blown out on you?
I've never had that happen. For a long time I carried a Carr CM9, and actually I want another one because it was small enough that I could conceal it and literally forget I had a gun on me. It was so light, it was so comfortable. I've never had an issue with the car having any issues at all. So.
Well, cars have awesome triggers, so.
Oh yeah. That's probably the best part. I mean, their magazines are terrible. I want another car, but the magazines are just shit. They're complete shit. So.
Yeah, well, that's one thing. That's one of the drawbacks of the car, their magazines. But yeah, I agree with you. They're awesome triggers. I never had issues with mine before I had to get rid of it. So.
But I think another thing I want to note too. I'm sorry, real quick. You talk about. I guess this is going back to what you guys said before. But the biggest thing to think about with a carry gun is a gun that's comfortable to carry. Like I have a Glock 19 and I carry it often.
I'm gonna steal a Ralph phrase here. Guns don't necessarily have to be comfortable to carry; they should be comforting to carry.
Yeah, I mean I've heard that, but okay, that's great and all. But whenever you decide not to carry your gun into the store because you don't, you value your comfort from your pants line over comfort from having a gun, then there's no point in having the gun sit in the car. So I think in a realistic world, a gun that you carry all the time, even if it's lower capacity, is going to be more important than having a gun that has 15+1 or whatever.
Stay here. Heard it here first. Use Steven's calling Guru. He's full of shit. All right.
Yep.
Do what? What happened?
Calling Guru out. He's full of shit. All right, man. You got balls, but I like that. Yeah.
That is very true. Black Brewer just got called out by Steven. Nice knowing you, Steven.
What did I say though? What's Guru's position? I don't know it.
You just said when you said
Yeah,
realistically, like all bullshit aside.
Well, yeah. We've all heard that quote, right?
I've seen him say this. Guns aren't, shouldn't be comfortable to carry. They should be comforting to carry.
The cars. When I first looked at the car guns, I saw they were kind of pricey because they were leaning people towards more of their pure metal guns instead of polymer.
Mm.
And I saw them; they were just really expensive for what I saw. The capacity, but I've seen a lot of people pick up the polymer models, around the $500, $600 mark, and I've heard nothing but good praises on them. I've never shot one myself.
So they have the metal, they have the polymer, and then they have
PM series, and they have the
Yeah, but then they also have like the C series. So they have the CM9, CW9, CT9, and those you can find on slick guns for like $300 all day, all over the place. Like they're cheap as hell, like brand new $300. And so if I were to buy a car, it's not going to be the steel. It's not going to be the pricey polymer. It's going to be the cheapest one I could find that still works. So that's my opinion, at least.
Yeah, well, I do like, having the ability to go, double single action. So, like the SIG 226 for me. That's my dream carry gun.
You can carry that thing is huge.
That's too. I mean,
This is a person that's going to buy a Glock 22 because it's the first gun you can buy. So, I don't have any problems concealing a full-size fucking handgun.
Yeah, you can hide because you like to. Plus, you live in where it's colder, where you're gonna at least be wearing at least 1 to 2 layers of clothes, where you can conceal a Glock
6
22.
months out of the year, yeah.
Easy. In the summertime with the T-shirt, it's gonna print a little bit, but just throw an overshirt. I got a couple holsters sent to me to test out for my Glock 22 with the light, and yeah, with the T-shirt, you can see it stick out a little. It's if you're looking for it. I could easily, the way I normally, my posture when I'm just walking around, I got my finger in my pocket or something, just saying, and you can't really see it, but if you're looking for it, you are going to definitely identify it. But I mean, a cover, one cover shirt or an overshirt, there you go.
Yeah, but I do also like, like the Smith & Wesson lightweight 357, snubby revolvers too. I think those are an awesome carry option because, if a round you do have a bad round, you just pull the trigger like we said earlier and it goes bang. And they're pretty foolproof and they do work. Yeah, you do lose capacity. That's one of the drawbacks with, whether it be like an LCR from Ruger or Smith & Wesson J-frame.
So my concern with that, though, is so I've never shot a 357 snubby, but everyone complains about it. It's painful, the recoil's too much, and I feel like in a situation, maybe in a situation where adrenaline's pumping, you might be able to control the recoil, but I'd much rather have something like a 9 or a 40 with a slightly longer barrel with more weight that I can actually shoot.
357 is a couple of factors. One, the gun, because all these newer guns are making for carry, they're making them real light. And even like the air weights, what are they called, from Smith & Wesson and Ruger making their model, this combination of polymer and steel, those aren't pleasant to shoot at all. But if you practice with them, you'll overcome the 357. Because it's like mine, I have a Smith & Wesson Model 19-3, and you can shoot. I can shoot 38 specials bullseye. When I hit 357s, I had to learn to compensate. It's a different round, so you shoot it different, and it does hurt. It hurts inside of your palm. It's a snub nose, a 2.5-inch barrel hunting on it, and it does. But luckily on that particular revolver, it's a heavier. It's real stout. It's a K-frame, so it does give you. It doesn't hurt as much as some of the lighter weight guns. The lighter weight guns, 57, are always going to kick your ass. They're not pleasant to shoot. It's like shooting those little pocket 380s. Nobody shoots more than about 20 rounds, maybe a box if they're lucky, and because it just tears up your hand. It's not fun.
Yeah, but if you're in a self-defense situation, how often are you going to be shooting a box of ammo at someone?
No, I agree. And that's a fair point.
You're not going to notice the trigger pull. You're not going to notice the recoil on the guns in a pressure situation like that.
I think you're going to notice the recoil if you miss every shot, though. You'll notice real quick when they come after you.
And you could miss every shot with, your full size,
You could miss a shot with
the design of the smaller pistols are designed to be kind of like closed up. They weren't designed to be like upwards of 7 yards. Even then, 7 yards maximum, is what the design was. I don't think they were designed to be shot at longer distances. If you have it, that's all you got. That's what you're shooting.
Like in a fight or flight situation, you can probably miss every single shot from a 22 with the amount of recoil them things have. So I think it's just mainly what you feel comfortable with, and I don't know. I wish I had the privilege of being able to carry a sidearm with me.
Because then you could actually contribute to this chat.
Yeah, then I could actually open my mouth about something on damn chats. Because you guys are going in the car and all of this, like what the hell?
You don't want to cross the line between just concealed carry and an outright, like kind of go to war kind of gun. I mean,
I'm just in this chat just for my looks, I think.
Well, you definitely got the beard.
Oh,
It is No Shave November, and you're already there.
I haven't shaved in like 3 years.
Well, don't tell anybody.
I can tell.
Christ, I haven't even cut my hair in 5.
You let your hair grow 5
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. Carry gun. It doesn't matter the caliber. It's what you're comfortable shooting and carrying.
Yeah.
And I've shot, the air weight in 387, and I had no issues with the recoil. That's just myself.
Typical excuse from a little man.
From a little man.
Like for me, like when I hear, what's the top 10 best carry? It's hard to say. Like,
oh, I know. This is just meant to be as a debate. It's not actually meant to be a list.
Oh, I know. I understand that. It's just like, let's say you got a little Filipino lady who can barely pick up a 5-pound stapler.
So you're talking about
Now you're
Chris
picking
here?
a good guy. Now you're picking a good guy.
and I love concealed carry and little Thai ladies.
Yeah.
Because he has
But no,
moves.
like
They
For
have,
her, she's gonna need a different gun.
they have a very tight holster.
Oh my god.
But they fit perfect.
a very tight Crown Royal bag.
Dan's talking about is, were you in the Navy or the Army, Daniel?
Army.
Like I say, Navy, you would have hit Subic Bay back in the day. So.
But anyway, I digress.
Like, yeah.
So I got a question. What do you think about full-size guns for concealed carry?
I think they're great if you
Issue
do it.
with that? Like, I don't. Because it's, again, it's built on your body size. Do you have an issue with, carrying the actual weight of a full size, like a Glock 22, which is I'm looking at as concealed carry, is like over 30 ounces, loaded.
If you get a good belt and a good holster, it won't matter. I've carried a Glock 22 before I got my 19s, and it's heavy. You notice it, but it's not painful. It's
Haas carries one. He carries Glock 22 when I'm open. That's just carry good. I've heard other people doing it as well. I've done it. I don't do it all the time. And I don't consider that. I don't consider the Glock 22 a real heavy gun because when you carry a 1911 fully loaded, and especially that pair ordnance I have, it's all steel frame and the receiver and the slide, and you add 13 rounds of 45 ACP to it.
Well, yeah, you can look at the same thing, as 4-inch barrel steel revolvers. Those weigh, well over 40 ounces.
I've heard some skinny people say that they can't do it, but then I've seen some videos somewhere I was looking at, concealing 1911 way back when I was first getting into it, and I saw some guys that didn't have an ounce of fat on them, concealing a full-size government 1911 with an inside the waistband holster.
And you got to remember there are different ways to conceal carry too. We haven't really talked about that. You
I also
inside,
think it
outside the
depends
waistband.
on the person's tolerance. Like some people it just doesn't bother them, and some people it does.
Yeah, I carried around the SIG 2022, which is considered a full size. That's a little over 30 ounces, fully loaded, and that never bothered me. So I figure, the Glock 22, this is going to be a little bit longer. And, barrel length in a concealed carry situation, unless, you're carrying outside the waistband. If you're carrying inside, it isn't really that much of an issue. It's
Just remember, Guns
Rippling.
is just like magic wands. It's not the size of the wand; it's the magic in it.
You know, we're trying to keep this chat.
Yeah, I mean,
you keep going.
He smoked something before he got on.
I'm just saying the way it is. It's not the caliber.
Or think about it. You sent him that link, and how long did it take him? He was probably out getting something.
The Glock 22 and the Glock 17 pretty much are identical in dimensions. When you get to the Glock 21, the Glock 20, they get beefier. The receiver gets beefier, and so does the slide.
They get
And the
wider.
grip.
That's why you don't hear a lot of people carrying, either the two. For the most part, they carry the smaller options that they have that they created after they made those models.
And if those that aren't familiar with the 2021, those are 10 millimeter.
20 is a 10 millimeter. 21
Oh,
is
21 is
45.
45. Excuse me. Yeah. Sorry about that. 45. Yeah. I was thinking, what's the compact?
29.
29.
29.
There we go.
Yeah, I hear this guy
No,
that
no,
I see on Facebook. He's always singing about carrying that compact 10 mil. That's the baby, and that's his favorite round in the whole nine. And he loves carrying and shooting it. And I've seen Hickok. Hickok's a big dude, though, and he shot at and he made it seem kind of painless.
Yeah, my friend from Chicago actually carries a Glock 20.
Mm-hmm. I just think the round is a little overkill for urban, environments. Or
Well, they have a lot of that ammo is underpowered too for the 10 millimeter.
if you're a real 10 millimeter guy, you're gonna buy the good stuff though. You're gonna find it.
Buffalo Bore, I think, sells good.
A double tap, and you're gonna be carrying the full wallop, as far as the recoil and what the person on the receiving end is gonna get.
And the other issue is that, if you get something that's truly meant for a bear, it may not expand properly before it leaves the body.
There's more fat people and skinny people down.
In the United States, that is very true. And so is Mexico.
Now you get to North Korea, a whole different story. Everybody's starving.
I have a gun question unrelated to the topic of the chat in the side for anyone.
Where can I find some off-the-shelf Kydex belt clips?
I didn't want to change the subject of the chat.
Yeah, we were doing so well on staying on topic before.
Yeah,
Exactly. This is a train wreck, and oh well.
Philly C, that guy, Phil, that guy, I forget the name of his channel, who got really big in the holsters, making it, and his company kind of really blew up.
Filster?
Filster. He talks about a company in many of his videos that where like you can just buy accessories if you want to get into business, where you can buy direct and get a good deal depending on how many you buy, as far as components. Because I mean that's what all holster makers do is they buy components from people unless they want to make them and spend that time, and then also service them. So he was always mentioning just go here and you can buy all the little rivets and the different deals and the belt clips, and especially now that people are wanting, even though they like Kydex holsters, even something's custom, everything's now what's that term they use when they basically push them out?
Molded?
Yeah.
Mass produced?
No,
I just assumed that
injection molded.
Injection molded.
Injection molded, they're not heated, they are, but it's a process, but it's done in one shot. They're not treated or bended or anything. They're molded.
Right. I just assume that the guys making the holster, that it's not worth their time literally to make the clips.
There's still some people that are, they rather keep it in-house if they can. I've seen some that do it. That one company, Under Six Designs, that did a video on, they make their own clips. But that's a $30 price mark on a holster versus some of the other manufacturers who charge you $60 for the same inside the waistband, a small holster. And like Mission Concealment, he uses those bigger clips that have that
right
kind of indentation at the end to hold on to the belt instead of a J-hook.
Right.
Dano, check out that site there. They had a couple things. I mean, I don't know if it'll have what you want, but
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I'm assuming that Philster isn't the only one who's buying his clips from somebody else. Because even the steel clips, you have to buy. If you mold Kydex, you don't make your own steel clips. I mean, unless you're
those are getting from a second party.
What's that?
They're getting those from like a third party, so yeah, you don't have to worry about that. Almost
So
everybody does that.
Somewhere out on the internet, I just assume in a gun group would be a place to find it. That
No need per se, other than the Philster that I got. Philster's the only one that ever talked about it. It's like go here, go there. This is where we buy our stuff, and he's always pretty forward about it.
All right. Oh, that's a trip to look into. Thanks. And now back to the show.
All right. Any gun you think is underrated as a carry gun?
The Core CW9.
Well, generically, I would say anything a revolver that's not a J-frame, because kind of the J-frame is the last bastion of concealed carry revolvers. But I think revolvers, even if it's not a J-frame, whether it's a little detective snubby or something, can still be a reasonable option to carry. I mean, it's not an option I would want to pursue, but I think depending on what you're interested in and what you feel comfortable with, that can certainly be an option. Hello?
Yeah, I know. I heard.
Because some people shoot, as an example, they may shoot an automatic better than they shoot a revolver, or shoot a revolver better than they shoot an automatic. Well, since a lot of it is...
I hope that you mean semi-auto.
Semi-auto, I'm sorry, yes. But so, since, shot placement is obviously so critical, if you can, shoot, much more reliably with a revolver, well, then that might be something worth checking out.
No, that is true. The ability, like some revolvers are just, straight up, double action only, but some are single double action, which if you need that first count to show, the first shot to count, there we go. Makes a difference, if you're able to put that trigger, to a lighter trigger pull, just by cocking the hammer back. That's, one of the reasons why I like SIG so much. It gives you that option. And there, the fanboys for the 1911's Edge. Well, Edge is not going to say anything about 1911. Surprising.
He's keeping the faith, or else he's going to tap a kidney.
Yeah, probably. That's... Yeah, his... Oh, never mind. I won't say it. That's just too cruel. I thought better of it.
Okay. Discretion was the better part of valor?
Yeah, exactly. Now, we've named some, Glock 19, Glock 26, 27. I'm surprised nobody said the Glock 42.
Gee, I wonder why.
Steven's just shaking his head no, and we're all thinking it.
And by that, yes, I know there are people out there like Fatty with a firearm that just loves them. But I think that, it's
I carry my P238 more than anything. That's a 380.
Well, no, I have nothing that... Nobody mentioned that gun. Mm-hmm. We were talking about the Glock 380. I mean, nobody was disappointed when SIG came out with the P238. Were they? No.
No, and opened the door for a lot of people for a lot of 380.
When Glock came out with their 380, of course.
I think what bothers me about the Glock 42 is that, and I can't blame Glock for doing this, but they clearly just want more money, which, I mean, like I said, I don't understand, but they released the 380 a year ahead of the 9 just because people would go out and buy a 380 to say, oh, look, I have a Glock single stack that's not the Glock 36. And at this point, the Shield's been out for at least, 2 years. The XTS-9's been out for around the same time. You got the car lineup.
Here's a question, Steven. Is the 36 a 45?
Yes, it's single stack 45, and it's really not that great because it's kind of big for what it is. Like the XCS 45.
Isn't that a staggered though? Isn't that staggered not truly a single stack?
No, as far as I know, I can look at the magazine, but I'm pretty sure the magazine is like a straight up single stack. Like I know the Shield, for example, is a staggered single stack, which is kind of weird.
All right, I got the Glock catalog here, so let's see. Glock 35.
36, 35 is like 40.
36. Yeah. 30.
When you call it 36, they're slimline.
No, they do actually call it a single stack. Slim and powerful. So that may, I'm learning about Glock every day. So there we go. We don't have to go quiet here.
Now I'm trying to figure out. Someone posted something about a Glock 40, like an actual Glock 40, not 40 caliber, and I'm pretty sure that's not real.
They just not released in the U.S.
No, I'm looking at it now. According to what you posted, it's a Glock 40 is a slim and lightweight pistol, internationally proven 9mm. 7-round capacity.
That's fake. That's people have releasing those dropped last year. There's no Glock 40 in the actual catalog.
Nope.
I wouldn't know because I haven't received my prize pack in the mail.
I got mine today. It's awesome.
I haven't got mine
Did you get a sticker? Did you get a Glock sticker?
I got the
patch,
the magazines. I got everything. It's awesome.
Did you get the Glock sticker, though? I just want to ask you that.
I don't think I got a sticker. I think I just got the patch. I got a... maybe I did. I don't know. It's all upstairs.
I'm just giving Jew himself. I did not get the sticker. I'm just kidding him. I don't want the sticker. I just have to be an asshole about it. So.
Yeah, that Oktoberfest was nice, though.
By the way, G-Webs, I'm going to sue you. Inside joke. You should get it, though. All right, we've got the MMPs. We really didn't talk about the MMP line, besides the Shield.
Well, the other one that's I think is worth considering is the M&P Compact 9 and Compact.
Yeah, the 9C, the 9.
Yeah, the 9C.
I liked it. I handled it, and I thought it was cool. I mean, the trigger's a little spongy, but I like the way it handled.
Yeah, I've had a chance to shoot them, and I'm not the hugest fan of the trigger. That's my issue with them. That's why I don't like modding my carry guns. So it's one thing I would have to change. And the MP is the trigger, and I just can't see myself doing it.
Shit.
Ruger LCRs.
First thing you're gonna do with almost any gun you're gonna mod the sights on it.
I don't understand why
Yeah,
there's LCR. They could just
sights are different.
LCR.
Okay, sights do not affect the action of the firearm. Triggers do.
Increases accuracy.
What were you saying, Dano?
So the triggers.
I was saying I don't understand why Ruger is continuing to sell the LCR now that the LCR Striker Fire version is out there, because it is clearly superior to the LCR.
You mean the LC9, not the LC.
I'm talking about the revolver.
If there's a striker-fired revolver, that's pretty cool.
My
That'd be awesome.
I meant the LC9.
Yeah,
No, they have
everything
the
I got
80, and they've got three of them. There's the LCP, the LC380, and the LC9. They are all
LC9S.
Yeah, see, so they are different though.
Yeah, now the LC9S, I want to get my hands on one just to try the trigger out. I've not had it, but I've been hearing lots of good things about the Striker Fire. Yeah, I hated the LC9. it didn't fit my hand right. I could not really pull the trigger. It's just,
Right.
I felt like I was pulling the trigger with my, the closest part of my finger to my hand.
Yeah.
On my hand, not with the, first pad. It was just horrible.
Yeah, now you actually don't have to pull the trigger all the way to the rear for it to fire. I mean, you pull it about, I'll say about, a little over halfway, and you hit the wall, again, kind of like that typical striker fire trigger. You break through that wall, and it fires, and the trigger's not all the way in the rearward position.
Yeah, exactly.
The improvement is like night and day. I mean, it did have what I'll call kind of a revolver type trigger. Very long, all the way to the rear. But because the gun is so small, that actually makes it difficult for anybody that doesn't have, little lady hands.
Yeah, I mean, and after having this, I used to have the Colt 380, now the SIG P238. Like, I got a 1911 trigger on a 380. Why would I want? I don't like the. I can be way more accurate with this little 380 with the 1911 style than I can with that double action style. Even, maybe that striker fire obviously is better, but.
And another thing is that there is a point of getting smaller where too small is bad.
And this is all metal, this is aluminum and steel.
At a certain point, not only does it not distribute the load as the cartridge is firing in your hand out so it doesn't hurt, it's also harder to manipulate the control devices because it gets that small. Or they can get that small if you have large or extra large hands. And some of us do.
Yep.
Daniel's got those Magnum PI hands.
Yeah, I know we talked a little bit about the, like the XDSs and a little bit, but my issue with them is they still got safety.
I like it.
And,
They have a passive safety.
yeah, I don't mind the grip safety.
Still a safety.
But it's different. It's not. You can't say it's the same because it's not.
Exactly, and it's not like it's a mechanism. It's a lever. It's a fulcrum.
Grip safety. I know what it is. It's just pistol.
Chances of it malfunctioning are astronomically low.
I mean, yes, I would prefer if it didn't have it, but there's no comparing it with a manual safety.
No, I know. I understand that. It's just as soon as I hear that, it's like out of my carry gun rotation, carry gun list because it's got the grip safety.
It's all training.
I think millions of people write it off because everybody else says they don't like it because it has a grip safety, and they don't have any clue. They just say, "Oh, if they don't like it, I should not like it." I'm just saying.
Well, it's the trends. I mean, people follow the trends, and they follow new people coming into the sport or community are going to look up to other people's opinions, and that's why I don't like it. But it's all experience. It works for you.
Yeah, and you got to remember, when your chances are you're going to have to use your firearm astronomically small to begin with. I know that the chances of the grip safety failing are astronomically small, but I don't want to push my luck if I don't have to. So.
I think the gun is so good that it overwhelms it. I shoot it way more accurately than Glocks and what have you, and if it fails, then hey, my time to go.
I also think they're a bit pricey for Croatia.
Oh my God! I just told you they're $379 brand new right now.
But I'll tell you this: I had my Para when I first bought it. Whoever had it before me, I bought it, used it at a gun show. He disabled the grip safety. He basically shaved it down to where it wasn't effective anymore. And I had one gunsmith hammer it out to get it to work again, but within 3 months of that, it was doing it again. And the worst case scenario, again, my experience only, I'm not saying that if it's for everybody, is that when the grip safety fails, guess what happens? It's just not reliable anymore, so it still fires anyway. Yeah, at least on 1911.
Yeah, Moonfu says you could not like the idea of grip safety even if you've never shot it. I shot guns with grip safety before. I've never had an issue with them.
The thing is that how often has someone here heard of a 1911 with a grip safety, which has been out for less than
100 plus years.
a long time, failing? That it didn't
103.
was the grip safety.
I've never heard it once.
Unless it's been manipulated. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and because of that, I don't view it as some newfangled thing that's out there. No, I would prefer it not to be there, but it's been out and around on guns for so long that I don't feel it can accidentally
I
be
like
actuated
it because
people
it does
gun.
its job. I mean, if I hope, I mean, it's there.
No,
for a reason.
if somebody doesn't really take and clean up their gun, can they get crap behind the grip safety and cause it not to?
But then,
Again, show me one case when that happened. Point
I'm just
again,
asking
that
if
ever
that's a
happened.
possibility for somebody who doesn't take care of that.
It engages the.
Right.
But
But
then
then
we're
using
gonna-
that logic, the gun could also fail because the chamber is dirty and it's holding the
Exactly.
back. I mean, so
That's
if
a
you clean
user
your gun, then
error, and
you
I
open
think
yourself up
that's
to
a
risk.
user error. Like putting sand into the action, or all sorts of things that the user could do to make any gun fail. If you're going to use that logic,
Glock won't fail. At least that's what I've been told.
yes, it will.
No
If you
Glocks
put-
can fail. Plenty of Glocks can fail.
A Glock will fail just like any other gun.
Exactly.
I mean,
What you
I mean,
gotta understand about guns is no matter how well they're built, they're still machines and they can still fail.
anytime you say, well, if the owner doesn't take care of it the way they're supposed to, well, then exactly, you found the problem. The problem is not the gun, nor the gun design, nor the day of the week it was manufactured on. The problem is the user.
Like most computers.
Exactly.
Look at most people that do buy handguns. What do they do with them? They throw them in the dresser drawer.
Well, they're never intended to be idiot-proof. And we have Darwin Awards all the time for that same reason. I mean, we cannot stop producing idiots on this planet for some reason.
Well, what's that old saying? Is that makes an idiot proof. God makes a better idiot.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's like somebody who puts a full magazine in their gun and then carries it and pulls it out and if it's a semi-automatic, and then expects to fire it, but they never put it around in the chamber.
There are just some issues I don't feel the need to worry about, and dirt getting behind my grip safety is just not one of them. I mean, I clean the gun regularly. If you do your job, the gun's going to do its. But if you're going to, just...
The amount of dirt that would have to be behind there to actually impede that grip safety.
It would more than. There are many other components in a 1911 would fail before if you got that cruddy.
Exactly.
Yeah,
The sear would lock up. Because you're right around the guts, the internal components of the firing mechanism on the gun. That everything you'd have much more issues going on.
You are much more likely to have a dud round than you are to have anything else go wrong with your gun.
Yep.
Yep.
The ammo is the
I've fired
problem.
thousands and thousands of rounds, and I've had lots of duds, but I've never had anything break on the gun.
We're still talking about guns.
Yeah, wait a minute. What are we doing?
I just want to say CWB is eating yellow snow, so just an FYI for everybody out there. So.
Hey, Turkish snow cone.
Oh, jeez. That's
So
just...
not blank rounds, I said dud rounds.
Oh, okay.
Duds. Duds. But I've also shot blanks when I was in the Army, but I was required to. It wouldn't let me.
And which brothel was this?
They wouldn't let me shoot the DI.
There you go.
So
Shooting blanks. Every man's dream.
Exactly.
Especially when it comes to a strange woman.
Well, I used to tell people when they told me like, hey, how did I get the computer business? How did I get antivirus? How did I get a virus for a computer? I have an antivirus. Well, how did I got 3 kids? I use the rubber. But there you go.
Yeah, and I gotta ask them, Blue, how's the list coming along? How are we doing?
I'm not keeping a list. I didn't think you were serious about that.
How many
You're
guys
supposed to. You're not doing your job. Get out of here.
Fire me. Go ahead.
you still sweet on Guru?
You told me to fire him, so
Don't do it. I don't have to log back in.
you are fired. We won't be hearing from Thin Blue Line, but that's normal.
So what, you're paying him? Is that the way that you can fire him? Because
Payment K litter. Announce per show.
He pays me in yearly calendars.
We're giving him tips on how to pick up the chicks.
Well, that's what he's going to have to start doing is stealing them because he certainly can't sway their mind.
Jeez, Dan. I always come to you guys when I need support. That
Slip her some roofies, There you go, kid.
oh hell, come up to Canada and say you work in the oil field. You'll have a woman like that.
She'll look
Yeah,
like a man, but you'll do okay there, Thin Blue.
Once they realize you don't have that oil field money, they'll drop you like a bad habit.
I was gonna say, Flash. I think
And take
I've
half
seen
their shit.
women, they have about as much facial hair as Flash does.
Flash. I think you have shovels that have bigger build than TB does.
What was that?
I think you own shovels that have a bigger build than TB than Thin Blue.
We have bigger shovels than TB.
Yeah, I think you. I
I'm
think
talking about some disease or something now. I don't.
No, I think you own shovels that have a bigger, stouter build than Thin Blue.
Yeah, I'm only 12, so I mean, I'm not.
You're just being a little prick.
Uh,
Sorry, man.
All right, now that
Blow
my head.
figure out this one. We're gonna go back. Now we've discussed this. Anybody have revised their list at all? No. Good. That's the way it is. And would you put the Glock 19 at number 1?
Oh, absolutely.
Top 3.
No.
It'd be in the top 3, but I wouldn't put it number 1.
Well, I actually, it's a tie for first. Glock 19, Glock 26.
Yeah, the only other gun I would say
Glock 23.
the only other gun I could say that's maybe going to get up there recent and maybe the last couple of years is probably the Shield. It's so popular and as well as the carry pistol.
Well, especially with now that there is no safety on the Shield, I think that is a solid number 2.
I mean, the 6 has been a solid gun for people, but for many years, and some of the other models, now they're making some of the smaller compact models that they have, the 224, I think.
Yep.
But in the past, I haven't seen those, so I'd probably say the Shield as far as a current carry pistol. Some people still rock the 1911s, but they're not that popular. The compact 1911s.
Yeah, I don't think I'd have a 1911 in the top 10. That's just my opinion.
Kind of man.
Oh, we'll go. I'm gonna say Glock 19, Glock 26, Shield.
Well, pretty much. I mean, I know it's gonna rock somebody in the chat or some other people's opinions, but I mean, it's the current market and where we're at right now. Technology sounds accurate to me.
Yeah, and I can't really just name one snubby revolver that would make the top 10.
Well, let's call it a J frame.
Yeah, a G frame, whether it be Ruger or Smith, they're definitely, the combination would definitely crack the top 10.
Oh, what about a judge?
Well, the Ruger's becoming a popular carry gun now. That LCR.
Yeah, that's a J frame size.
Yeah, that's a J frame. I'm just going as a generalization for snubbies.
Right.
What about Judge Snubby?
Taurus has copied it. The Ruger made their own version. I saw one in white. It was it was a fucking a display model, and it was already all like marked up to where the dirt had already gotten in the polymer to where it mucked it all up. It looked all ugly as shit. Like a white on something, white on blue or whatever handle they had. Ugly.
Yeah. No, I think the LC9S is a little too new to be in the top 10 right now, but I think in a year it definitely will be, because that trigger is vastly improved.
Well, I like the M&P 9C, like we were talking about earlier, but I don't hear a lot of people talking about that as their carry weapon. At least in circles that
A lot of
I
people
would
jump to the
that
shield
come
instead
in
of
like
that one.
number 9 or 10.
I wouldn't have any Ruger in the top 10.
Well, the 9C has more capacity because I want a little more capacity than the shield does. That's the only thing the downfall of the shield, in my opinion. But if you train with it and you learn to shoot right, a couple extra mags, you should be good. But the 9C is the one I was initially looking at getting when I was looking at getting one, because people were like, I was thinking about getting a full size 9mm, and I was thinking, well, the 9C is probably one I'd be more useful before I bought it.
I don't know why anyone would get one of those Rugers over a Shield or a M&P compact. Beyond me, really. I just personal, like I said.
Price, because some people, if it's a $20 difference, they'll buy it.
Yeah, it's 7.
We're not talking about price.
Yeah, you notice that we really didn't talk about Taurus in this chat, so.
We're gonna make the semi.
Taurus don't make the list.
Because they have the SR series, which is the SR9, the SR40. Didn't they make a subcompact one, the steel frame or steel receiver or steel slide, stainless steel slide on polymer? Didn't they make a compact too, or a subcompact?
SR9C and SR40C.
Yeah.
Yes, and there's way too many safeties and
For you.
billboards on that thing to make it a top 100 carry gun, in my opinion.
Especially for somebody new, the more bells and whistles you have on it, it's like, is this an indicator or is this a switch?
I will say I do like the look of it, but I mean, I wouldn't carry it. I mean, it wouldn't make that list.
At its price point, I'd go with the Glock over it any day. They're down. I'm not saying they're bad guns, but when you match them up price point wise, they're a little more prettier as far as the flash on the steel slide. But nah, I mean, it didn't do anything for me. I remember when they first came out, a lot of people were looking at them as potential guns that they wanted to pick up. Had a good 6 months of people doing reviews on them and talking about them.
Yeah, now I will say I did own an SR9C before I had my concealed carry permit. So once I went and got my concealed carry permit, I sold my SR9C and got the 2022 because I didn't want to go with the safety. But for who's ever eating,
Who's chewing popcorn?
I will say the SR9C. The problem with it, it's got the trigger safety, which is no problem, but then it's got a mag safety. It's got the manual safety. It's got this huge chamber flag.
But it's for your safety. It's you'll shoot yourself. So.
Well, the last thing I want though is a mag relief safety on my firearm. If I have to drop my mag to change it, and I got to fire that one round that's in the chamber, I got a load mag.
Yeah, I mean, you were talking earlier about the passive safety on the grip. I'd be much more concerned about a gun that had a magazine safety, because if you go to pull your gun and for some reason you accidentally engage the magazine release, that one bullet is all you got.
Yeah, and
because
it
has
mag
the
safety.
range.
If you're at some mag safety, you have no rounds because it won't let you fire that one round in
It
the
won't
chamber.
fire even that one round in the chamber. Because I had that happen to me at the range when I was playing around with my, shooting it, and I went to do a mag change, and I did not seat the mag in. It had a round in the chamber, but I did not seat the mag all the way in. And it would not fire. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this? And I did, the rack slap and bang.
That's my bad. You're correct. It won't fire at all. But again, that's something I've actually had happen more than once. I think the SR22, the little 22 from Ruger, has that.
Hey, Cork, did you have a thing where you looked up the barrel?
Rugers have that mag safety for some reason.
Yeah, I think they all have them.
Yep.
Which is, I think it's the SR22 is fine as a range gun, as a fun gun, that sort of a thing. But it's But because of that magazine safety, drop safety, I would not consider any of their guns for concealed carry except for their little revolver, which, of course, revolvers are different. They don't have those.
Which I'm kind of surprised Ruger hasn't invented safeties for revolvers.
What was really surprised me is when, I don't know who was the first to do it, Smith or somebody else, to put that little locking mechanism in their revolvers.
Yeah, I hate that.
Talk about
Taurus is infamous.
And something else to go wrong in the internal mechanics to stop the gun from going off when you need it.
Yep. Yeah, imagine that you put it on there because, oh, it's going to be in my nightstand. Then, you bang in the night, and then all of a sudden you forget to do that and your gun is useless. You can throw it at the crook, that's about it. So let's see, what one did we talk about? The XDS. And my list would probably be right before, the J-frame revolvers. I know it's popular and it's got a grip safety. It's just not my idea. So
It's your chat, so I'll let it go.
Hey, you've got your opinion. That's what it's called a debate for a reason.
Yeah, but I'm right, damn it. And
Well, we
you're
haven't
wrong.
really done the top 5. What would come after the Shield? What do you think would be a solid number 4? Would you think it'd be the 27? Would you think it'd be the compact? I always forget the compact 40.
Well, the 27, 26 I kind of consider the same. I mean, either or, depending on you. It's like flavors at that point, vanilla or chocolate. Once you've chosen ice cream,
I agree, and I would say the same thing about the 19 and 23. I know some people just want the same frame as the 19, but just prefer 40 caliber. So,
yep. Ditto.
Oh, okay. So we got Glock at number 1 and number 2. And we got the Shield. What would you put at number 4?
SIG. I mean,
229?
yeah, I'd put the 229 there. I mean, I'm sure that's
Where's
not popular.
Where's the XDS?
I'm putting it
I'm with
a
Dan.
little higher up on there.
so
Sorry,
in my
Dan.
area,
I mean, so you're putting it after the Shield, correct?
No.
Oh, come on. You got to be kidding me.
No, that's not my top 5, trust me.
Well,
so you guys might have a different market than I do, but in my area, like on my local gun forums, the XDS 45, there's like 4 or 5 for sale right now. People are just trying to get rid of them left and right. So I think people bought them, and then they had the recall, and I think their reputation is kind of marred from the recall. So I don't know. It doesn't seem to be a very popular gun in my area, at least.
yeah. Well, and the XDS
recall,
that I'm promoting,
Yeah, send them up early. We'll buy them.
and the reason it's not the 45 is capacity. Although 45 is a great round, I don't think 5 rounds is enough. For confidence, anyway.
Yeah, at 5 rounds in a carry gun, I go revolver. With 357.
Boy, and that 4-inch version XDS 9 is awesome. Super accurate.
Yeah.
I like it.
And the
It'd
version,
be in my top 5.
the XDS that I have is the current version, the post-recall version. So it's not like I have something that, of a different design that's no longer true. No, I have the same thing that you can go out and buy tomorrow at the store or Monday morning.
All right, so we got the 229 at the SIG 229 at number 4. We'll top it out at 5, and then we won't list the rest. So what do you put right in the middle of the pack there?
A car. One of those
That's
P-Coms or
I was
All
thinking
right.
a CM9, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good choice. You got great triggers. They are pretty lightweight. It's a good choice at number 5. Then we got the honorable mentions of the other 5. You know, we've got the J-frames, we got the... And to make Dano happy, we'll put the XDS at number 6.
Make me happy, my ass. Bend over, I'll make you happy.
Oh my god!
Rustic chocolate.
Dan, who wants to keep cats clean all the time,
Oh,
all of a sudden is becoming
It's
anti.
definitely been.
Yeah, but I think the only way to keep these cats clean is if we have some women on board.
No, I don't even think we'll do it.
I think that's the only way we can somewhat keep this half decently clean.
But then
I
we
think
can
you would
do
say
If you have women
Grass.
on board, it won't stay clean long.
Okay, we got the XDS at number 6, number 7. Well, I'm gonna try doing the whole top 10 here. Would you put the LC9S at number 7 in like after it's getting a little bit more time? It's not.
I think before that, I would think about the SIG 938 and 238. So someone in external mentioned the SIG 938 238, and I think they're good options because they seem to have been out for a while. People seem to like them. And
We're forgetting something too, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I know we are. That's what's driving me crazy.
I mean, most of these guns are similarly priced, but when you get the SIG, then you need to start taking into account price. And are you truly getting more if you're paying one
Well,
and a
depending on what we're talking about for SIG too. I mean, those SIG 290s and 250s were like $370 now.
Okay, well then that's
Right? You know?
okay. Well,
I don't know if that's what we're talking about.
Well,
Alright,
I
so
would not. You know,
a 938
like the
costs
250s.
$568 on slick guns.
Yeah.
You can get one for $600. I mean, these SIGs aren't like the X5 or whatever. These are carry SIGs, right? They're reasonably priced. So
but they're not giving them away. Again, if we compare them to a $399 gun, a $400 gun, you're paying literally 1.5 times the price. Are you getting 1.5 times the gun?
Yeah. And
I
number
don't think price is an
1
issue.
and 2, we've got between $500 and $600 Glocks.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah, Glocks are $550. The Gen 4 19, $550 basically, $540. But we're talking about, I don't think price even is an issue. I mean, it shouldn't be for part of it. Definitely not for top 10.
If it's under $1,000, we're talking about guns basically that are under $1,000.
Exactly.
You're not talking about these, custom made, high tolerance or low tolerance, whatever you want to call it, 1911s, like I said, that are $2,000, or the Kimbers. Kimbers would be an awesome choice, but they're damn expensive.
Well, I always heard in the past, before I knew much about guns, that
How about a PPQ? I mean, a PP.
Oh, that's thank you. I was thinking,
and
yeah,
a PPQ.
wait, PPK or PPS?
Either one.
I like the PPS. That's what I like.
But
So I always
both
heard SIGs before I got into guns that were considered like the top notch as far as accuracy. And I'll tell you, my SB 2022 was a lot better shooter than I was, because on any given day when I could shoot, and I was hitting the target well, I was like surprised, the way these came together. But Laredo PD, when I lived in Laredo, they were carrying SIG 220s, 45 ACP, and that's what they were all outfitted with. Expensive gun for a PD.
Yeah, so we only got, I think that, we didn't really talk about the Walthers too much, but the PPQ, is an awesome gun.
It's an awesome gun, but it's more of a duty gun because of its size. We're talking carry guns.
Yeah, but carry
That's
can
all
be-
relative to the
We're not
person.
talking concealed carry, Dan. We're talking carry guns. Period.
I've shot it many times, hundreds of rounds. It's for a carry gun, like a police officer, somebody who can open carry. I would say sure, but if it has to do open carry and conceal, then I would say no. But if it's only open, then absolutely.
Again, that all depends on your body type too. I mean, you might be different. Again, PPQ, if you want, outside the waistband holster with a cover garment. You can easily conceal, a full-size gun.
My buddy carried his PPQ.
Yeah, but drawing a full-size gun gets to take a lot more practice as well because you've got such a long barrel. I mean,
Are we still talking about guns, Daniel?
What?
We're still talking about guns?
Yeah. But and that's one of the reasons why I like the Glock 26 is I can get it unholstered and on target faster than I can my Glock 23. That little bit of difference makes a lot of difference in getting to the pivot point of my hip and getting it from pointing it at the floor to pointing down range. Whether I'm firing directly from my hip, if it's like fighting in a phone booth type fighting, or whether it's actually taking aim down range at something 10 yards, 7 yards away from you.
Well, let's just say you're shooting at little people. Would the Glock 26 draw faster and put around to target?
Well, we know Dan doesn't like a guy with a gun 77, so yes.
I don't know what. I misunderstood your question.
If you're shooting little people, would the Glock 26 draw faster?
What?
Whoosh! Right over his head.
Yep.
Shooting midgets, Dano. Damn it.
Okay, yeah.
You made me say it. You made me say it.
I guess if their central nervous system is only 1.5 feet off the floor, it'd probably be quicker.
Well, it's my list, damn it. I'm going to put that at number 8. So I'm going to put the PPQ at number 8. Well, screw you, Dano.
I think Daniel offered you that same thing about 10 minutes ago.
Let's give him a reach around. You can write about it.
And I think Quirk just accepted.
Just please don't make any videos of that.
Yeah,
We
number
just
9, got the...
We're gonna have a road trip to Madison. Meet up. The Motel 6.
I'm not going to, whose name's area, so no, thank you.
Motel 6 in Madison, me and you.
No, thank you, because that involves somebody else who used to go by Newbie, so...
Come up here to Alberta then.
You talking about hand job newbie?
Yep.
I'll say it. I'm not afraid.
So at number 9, we do have the, I'm going to call it the J-frame style revolvers. Just lumping those all together because they're all very similar. Some are single double, some are double action only because they're hidden hammer, concealed hammer, enclosed hammer. That's what I was looking for. And number 10, what would round up number 10 for you guys?
Caltech.
Desert Eagle. 44. Because if you have the right body type, you can conceal anything.
Well,
Hey, how about this? How about the Smith & Wesson 500?
Absolutely.
That would be an interesting carry gun.
One thing we did not put in the top 10 were the M&Ps.
I know, I was waiting for that, even though I mentioned it I don't know how many bloody times.
Yeah, but...
If you really have a problem with either the size or the grip angle of the Glock or the trigger of the Glock, it is an alternative.
Yep.
I'm
The
sorry.
M&P9 trigger is shit. It sucks.
I'm not a fan of Glocks, so M&P would be number 1 for me.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm not saying it's better. I'm just saying it's an alternative.
Yeah, we do have the Shield at number 3, so technically we do have an M&P in the top 3. But I don't really consider the Shield an M&P, even though it is an M&P. It's a different gun completely.
What's peculiar is that a lot of, I don't know what's going to say this, but a lot of police departments are being pulled into replacing their Glock 22s with M&P 40s. And look, SAPD's done it where I'm at. Multiple other.
They did that here a couple years ago, like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I'm just going to say this, Edge, they're not being forced. What it is, it's just like, any place else. You'll use, McDonald's for an example. They have a contract with Coke for X number of years, and then Pepsi comes along and gives them a better deal, so they switch to Pepsi.
I've heard of Smith & Wesson what they'll do is they'll go ahead and they're of course these are marketing people, and they'll figure out which market need to hit, and they're giving a great discounts or sometimes even donating pistols to some departments to get everybody else like, what are you using? Well, I'm using this one, and they don't ask exactly why or why they went to it, and then it's spread like wildfire that a lot of people are transitioning to that pistol. I remember back in the day, it used to be those old Smith & Wesson 9mm that you see like
The 5906.
no, just those older ones. Some departments carried them 9mm that were all stainless. They kind of had like a 1911 feel look to them, and I forget. There's so many different models they made. And
I had a 5903, which is a short slide version of the 5906, and it had an aluminum frame. Thing only weighed 23.5 ounces.
Now, here's one that we never talked about. What about Beretta?
Well, a lot of us going to mention that too. A lot of police departments, once the military adopted the Beretta, they as well did is carry.
Well, actually, the Beretta Nano is an excellent 9mm concealed carry gun.
Didn't Beretta just come out with a new gun?
Doesn't the Nano have a safety though?
Pico. No, it does not.
No.
It's like a little
Pico, I heard they're
more
not
or
shipping
less.
it out no more.
Oh wait, is the Nano the one with the interchangeable frames?
Yes.
Cool. Yep.
So what I've heard from the Nano, go ahead.
I bet you I shocked you on that one, huh?
Yeah, I always get
the
the problem with the Nanos is they're pricey.
They're not
no,
pricey.
they're not terribly pricey. They're around $400.
Around here they are.
So
I mean,
the issue.
the same cost as the Glock around here.
Ugh.
Well, anything Beretta is pricey, but
So the issue with the Nano is that my understanding is it was designed around the 40 caliber. They released the gun in 9mm and never released it in 40. But apparently this spring, and the Nano is rated for 40 caliber as well as 9. And because of that, it's very picky with the ammo. You're supposed to use defense ammo, 124 grain or higher. It's not like something like the Glock where you can shoot whatever. It also has a very high bore axis and, from what I understand, a very shitty trigger. So I feel like there are better options for the price than the Nano.
Well, there's also the PX Storm, whatever was the another compact model they make.
Yeah, it's a PX4C or something like that, I think.
There's a PX4 Storm subcompact, and they have full-size compact and subcompact.
Pretty good things from Yankee. He said he enjoyed shooting it as one of his favorite carry weapons as well before he went back to revolvers.
But they have that weird safety on the slide that I don't like. And I know you can get it as a decocker in some models, but it's still
You can change it yourself, Yankee did.
okay.
or how about IWI?
Yeah, I'm gonna round up this top 10 just so you know, with like the M&P 9C, we can do with the the 40 compact as well. So that's a top 10 at least as far as I can figure it, and most of you agree with that except Dano.
Hold on, Jens.
I know Edge doesn't like it because the 1911's not in there, but
No,
suck it.
it's not for everybody.
Its days are over.
Just like Quark's
103 years old. Yes.
Quark's carry slingshot that he's rocking right now.
I mean,
So,
it has an honorable place, and it should be honored and all that, but it's a capacity issue. I mean,
all right. Well, we've got Thin Blue Line offering to do the after chat here.
No, I did not offer to do the actor chat.
Yes, you did. I see it right here in the internal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, you get someone else to agree with you on that one.
Right, Dano? You offered to do the after chat?
well, in the chat, in the offline chat, it says, "Finn, can you do me a stiffy?" I mean, a favor.
Well, I can give you a stiffy, all right, but I don't think you'd like it.
Oh my.
He would.
And on that note,
He would like it.
we need somebody to do a lobby chat over at gunchannels.com, so...
Don't forget, you guys. Sub the shit out of my channel.
Well, okay, who's doing the after chat? Because I'll try to figure out how to do an after chat.
Alright, we'll talk to you off air about that, but I want to give everybody a last chance to shout out anything coming up on their channel, etc., etc.
Go to MGM Targets and get 10% off your scope lever by entering 6-string and the promo code.
I'll be doing some reviews on bikini cut underwear.
Oh, jeez.
Got sent to me.
Nice.
So I want you guys to look forward to that, and try to keep the ladies off the. So if you don't lose your wives or girlfriends, don't let them watch the video.
And by the way, the person who sent him that underwear is G-String, so.
There you go.
Ta-da! They covered him up a little too much, so he had to send him to Edge.
Well, at least they're not sending him the deep bag.
Dano, got anything coming up on your channel?
Well, I actually do have. It's not so much from my channel, but for those of you out there that are AR shooters shooting 223, Target Sports is having a sale, 1,000 rounds for $299, including free shipping to your door. So if you shoot 223, it's the Wolf Gold, which is the brass case. Get 1,000 rounds. That's 30 cents a round, which for AR ammo is pretty darn cheap. Full metal jacket, 55 grain. Go to Target Sports, $299, free shipping.
And that's actually 5.56 ammo, not 223, which is nice.
Yeah, Steven, anything coming up with you?
So I don't have a channel, so no.
Well, I know you don't have a channel, but I'm hoping one day you'll actually step it down.
Going on any dates or?
I might go to the range tomorrow. We'll see.
He's going out with,
What do you say? Range tomorrow?
Yeah, I might. We'll see.
How far north or south do you live? What's the?
He's
So
in
I-
a
I-
address.
I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina.
I'm just curious. I mean, is it going to be like freezing tomorrow where you live? I don't know.
No, so it's really weird. So I have family in South Carolina, and they got snow today, which is like a record, like the earliest snow of the year ever. In North Carolina, it was just kind of dreary. I think it was around 50 degrees. I mean, it's fine. I go to an indoor range, and so it's not quite as bad.
Oh, okay.
All right. Thin Blue Line, you're going to do that video on your reviewing of handcuffs and how to get out of them when you're handcuffed to a bed,
Yeah, to
etc.
bed, yeah.
Furry handcuffs and sleep perks.
No, I may, if I have time, I may have 1 or 2 videos coming out this week, so.
Oh,
Looking out for
Now, how do you do that? Why do you have a ball gag on?
That was something between me and Cork, and that was a bet, and just let's.
Okay. Okay. I just saw that picture.
So you and Cork are in bed? I don't know. What the hell?
I'm in Wisconsin. He's in Florida. It's all done via Google Chat.
We'll do it live for you all. Steven's gonna guest star.
That's one of those. They have one of those virtual setups, where when the line touches it, you can feel it over the internet.
Yeah. Well, I will say before we derail this chat completely and destroy the whole world.
Well, someone was
I just released a video today. It's what I got from my my Glocktober swag bag. So I got a whole bunch of Glock stuff to show you.
Yeah, the
Thank
fucker
you
got it
for
first.
all the hard work and all seriousness. And fuck you for not sending me a sticker. And you'll be hearing from my lawyer. So. All right. Well, thanks everybody for watching. All the panelists come out here and help, and I hope you found this at least somewhat entertaining. I know it wasn't the best chat in the world.
Remember,